Ever wonder why British war films have a pulse all their own? They're not about blockbuster explosions or endless heroics. No, these films breathe intention, honor, and the quiet heroism of ordinary people in extraordinary circumstances. Tonight, we're diving into 10 British war classics you can watch for free. Stories of grit, courage, and survival that refuse to fade with time. From the skies above the Channel to the snow-swept fields of Europe, these films capture the soul of a nation under fire. They turn modest budgets into unforgettable epics, combining cinematic craft with the human cost of war. Some are tense thrillers, others, poetic meditations on duty, loyalty, and the cost of victory. Whether you're a history buff, a film lover, or just curious about the human side of combat, this list is your ticket into the heart of British cinema. So dim the lights, grab a cup of tea, and settle in. We're about to revisit the war stories that shaped a generation and remind ourselves why cinema can make history come alive like nothing else. The Dam Busters, 1955. There's a reason The Dam Busters became a national legend in Britain. Directed by Michael Anderson, this film tells the true story of RAF's daring Operation Chastise, the mission to destroy German dams with bouncing bombs. But what sets it apart isn't just the daring or the aerial stunts. It's the humanity behind the plan. We follow Wing Commander Guy Gibson, played with steadfast determination by Richard Todd, as he leads a ragtag crew of pilots on a mission that seems impossible. Anderson's direction turns planes into characters, and the tension inside cockpits is almost unbearable. Every takeoff, every mission briefing is a careful study in suspense. Did you know? The real RAF engineers and pilots consulted on the film, lending authenticity that makes every flight sequence pulse with realism. Even today, the sound design, the drones, the whirring of propellers grips you. The Dam Busters isn't just a war movie. It's a celebration of ingenuity, courage, and precision under pressure, a story that still resonates decades later. The Bridge on the River Kwai, 1957. Though technically a co-production, The Bridge on the River Kwai embodies the British eye for wartime storytelling. David Lean's masterpiece dramatizes the building of a railway bridge in a Japanese POW camp during World War II, a story of pride, obsession, and the fragile line between duty and madness. Alec Guinness's Colonel Nicholson is unforgettable. Disciplined, polite, and dangerously consumed by his need to see the bridge built perfectly. The film delves into the psychology of captivity, exploring how control can become as much a prison as chains or barbed wire. Lean's camera lingers on the oppressive jungle, the sweat on prisoners' brows, and the claustrophobia of camp life, making the audience feel trapped alongside the characters. Did you know? Guinness reportedly based Nicholson's rigid pride on British officers he met during his research, adding a chilling authenticity. The film's climax, the bridge, the suspense, the moral ambiguity, remains iconic. It's more than a war story. It's a meditation on ego, honor, and the unexpected consequences of obedience. A lesson in how human pride can shape history itself. The Battle of Britain, 1969. When you think air combat, think the Battle of Britain. Directed by Guy Hamilton, this film brings to life the RAF's desperate defense against the Luftwaffe in 1940. But this isn't CGI spectacle. It's a meticulously staged homage to pilots, strategy, and sacrifice. Michael Caine, Trevor Howard, and Laurence Olivier carry the human weight of the story, portraying commanders and pilots who face impossible odds. The aerial sequences were filmed using real planes, Spitfires, Messerschmitts, adding authenticity that digital effects could never replicate. Did you know? Many of the surviving World War II aircraft were flown by veterans during filming, creating a tension that leapt off the screen. Hamilton also used archival footage to give the battle a documentary feel, immersing viewers in the chaos of wartime skies. The Battle of Britain isn't just a movie, it's a tribute to courage under pressure, a reminder of the stakes ordinary people faced when history hung in the balance. It's grand, tense, and humbling all at once. A Bridge Too Far, 1977. Richard Attenborough's sprawling ensemble epic A Bridge Too Far chronicles Operation Market Garden, the Allied attempt to capture key bridges in the Netherlands during World War II. Star-studded and meticulously detailed, it's both awe-inspiring and heartbreaking. Sean Connery, Michael Caine, and Robert Redford anchor the story as commanders and soldiers navigating impossible circumstances. The film's brilliance lies in its unflinching realism. Mistakes, miscommunications, and bad luck shape the story as much as courage does. Did you know? Attenborough filmed on the actual bridges, incorporating period-accurate vehicles, weapons, and armor, creating a tangible connection to history. The battle scenes feel chaotic, dangerous, and unforgiving, reminding audiences that war isn't neat or cinematic. It's lived in moments of confusion and sheer human will. At its heart, A Bridge Too Far is about ambition, hubris, and sacrifice. The title itself warns, sometimes even the best-laid plans collapse under the weight of reality. It's an epic not just of action, but of tragedy, strategy, and the haunting cost of war. Patton, 1970. George C. Scott's towering performance in Patton makes this film a study in obsession, leadership, and the fine line between genius and arrogance. Franklin J. Schaffner's direction doesn't just tell the story of General Patton, it plunges viewers into the psychological maze of his character. Opening with the iconic speech in front of the American flag, Scott commands attention. Brash, proud, and utterly human. The film follows Patton from North Africa to Sicily and into Europe, highlighting not only his battlefield brilliance, but also his clashes with Allied command and his own vulnerabilities. Did you know? Scott refused the Academy Award he won, insisting he didn't want Hollywood to celebrate a figure as complicated as Patton without acknowledging his flaws. The meticulous attention to detail, uniforms, tanks, and strategies immerses viewers in the theater of war, while the script delves into ethics, pride, and leadership. Patton isn't just a war film, it's a character study, a morality play, and a cinematic lesson in how history and personality collide on the battlefield. The movie endures because it makes viewers confront the duality of greatness, brilliance entwined with hubris. The Deer Hunter, 1978. Michael Cimino's The Deer Hunter dives into the lives of steelworkers from Pennsylvania, whose world is shattered by the Vietnam War. Robert De Niro, Christopher Walken, and Meryl Streep lead a story that oscillates between small-town Americana and the brutal, surreal reality of combat. Cimino juxtaposes pre-war camaraderie and post-war trauma, showing how war's scars extend far beyond the battlefield. The film's Russian roulette scenes became infamous, a symbol of fate, fear, and powerlessness. Yet Cimino never sensationalizes. He focuses on human emotion and moral consequence. Did you know? Walken won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor, delivering a haunting performance that still chills audiences today. The Deer Hunter's strength is its ability to make viewers feel both nostalgia and horror simultaneously, a testament to its precise pacing, sound design, and immersive storytelling. Ultimately, the film is a meditation on friendship, loyalty, and the invisible wounds of war. The Deer Hunter reminds us that the battlefield doesn't end when soldiers leave. It lingers in memory, in family, and in the fragile human heart. Gallipoli, 1981. Peter Weir's Gallipoli is an Australian-British collaboration that captures the futility, camaraderie, and heartbreak of World War I's ill-fated Gallipoli campaign. Mel Gibson and Mark Lee play young soldiers whose friendship is tested against the machinery of war. Weir emphasizes atmosphere over spectacle, showing how the soldiers' youthful optimism meets the grim reality of trench warfare and military strategy. The cinematography, sunlit fields, long shots, and the endless sky contrasts with the confined horrors of the battlefield, enhancing the emotional impact. Did you know? The famous running sequences weren't just cinematic flair. They symbolized freedom, hope, and innocence before war's chaos engulfed the characters. Weir also consulted historical accounts to ensure accuracy in tactics, uniforms, and terrain. Gallipoli isn't about heroics in the traditional sense. It's a meditation on loss, friendship, and the absurdity of war, reminding viewers that courage often exists alongside tragedy. Its lasting resonance lies in how it humanizes soldiers, showing that behind every statistic is a life, a dream, and a story worth remembering. Empire of the Sun, 1987. Steven Spielberg's Empire of the Sun tells the story of young British boy Jim Jamie Graham, played by Christian Bale, navigating survival during the Japanese occupation of Shanghai. It's a coming-of-age tale set against the backdrop of World War II, where innocence collides with the brutality of war. Spielberg contrasts the child's imagination with the harsh realities of internment camps, creating a cinematic tension that's both heartbreaking and visually stunning. The film's sweeping cinematography, John Williams' haunting score, and Bale's standout performance make the audience feel every moment of fear, hope, and resilience. Did you know? Bale was only 13 during filming and endured grueling scenes depicting hunger, danger, and emotional trauma. Spielberg insisted on historical accuracy, consulting survivors and archival material to authentically portray camp life and wartime Shanghai. Empire of the Sun is a tale of endurance, human spirit, and the loss of innocence. Its power lies in showing war through a child's eyes, reminding viewers how even in chaos, hope and courage can shine. It's a British war story with universal resonance, beautifully blending historical fact with cinematic artistry. The Beast of War, 1988. The Beast of War depicts the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan through a tense, tightly wound narrative. A Soviet tank crew becomes lost in the mountains, pursued by Afghan fighters, a story of survival, fear, and moral ambiguity. Director Kevin Reynolds focuses on tension and atmosphere rather than mass spectacle. The Afghan landscape becomes a silent character, highlighting isolation, danger, and the unpredictability of combat. A striking feature is the focus on soldiers as human beings, not heroes, not villains, but individuals caught in forces beyond their control. Did you know? The film used Romanian locations and Soviet-era tanks to ensure authenticity, creating a sense of claustrophobia and dread that permeates every frame. The psychological tension between the tank crew and local fighters creates a relentless pace, making viewers feel trapped alongside them. The Beast of War isn't just a story about military conflict, it's a meditation on fear, power, and morality, demonstrating that in war, survival often comes at the cost of humanity. Its quiet intensity lingers long after the credits roll. Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence, 1983. Nagisa Oshima's Merry Christmas. Mr. Lawrence explores life in a Japanese POW camp during World War II, focusing on cultural clash, honor, and the tension between captor and captive. David Bowie, Tom Conti, and Ryuichi Sakamoto deliver unforgettable performances, blending charisma with introspection. The story examines loyalty, rebellion, and humanity under duress. Oshima's direction captures both intimate moments of friendship and brutal realities of camp life. The haunting music by Sakamoto underscores the psychological depth, creating an atmosphere of beauty and tension simultaneously. Did you know? Bowie's role was partially inspired by his fascination with Japanese culture and philosophy. The film also reflects historical accuracies of POW life, from camp routines to interpersonal hierarchies, while exploring the complex human emotions of war. Merry Christmas! Mr. Lawrence is more than a war movie. It's a psychological exploration of morality, respect, and identity, showing that even in captivity, choices and character define survival. Its legacy endures as a powerful, thought-provoking classic that balances war's cruelty with human dignity. And there you have it. 10 British war classics that aren't just entertainment, but windows into courage, sacrifice, and the human spirit. From the daring flights of the Dam Busters to the quiet torment of Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence, each film reminds us that war isn't about heroes in uniform alone. It's about human stories, choices, and consequences. These films endure because they go beyond spectacle, diving into character, tension, and authenticity. They teach, challenge, and move us decades later. And the best part? You can watch them for free right now from your living room. No blockbuster budget required, just timeless storytelling and the bravery of filmmakers committed to truth. So dim the lights, press play, and immerse yourself in cinematic history. Witness strategy, sacrifice, and survival in ways only British cinema can capture. And when you finish, don't just step away. Tell us your favorite, debate the best, and share the films that moved you the most. Because here, the story doesn't end with the credits. It lives on in memory, conversation, and your next viewing. Hit like, subscribe, and join us again for another journey into the hidden gems and unforgettable classics of cinematic history.